health coach. Have you ever been in a coaching situation where you really didn't know what to ask your client? Maybe your client had a really complex health history and they felt overwhelmed, or maybe your client was asking you for advice, or you were tempted to offer a recommendation. Well, these are pretty common coaching situations that can be really challenging for new health coaches. And of course, our temptation is to give the client the advice or tell them what to do. Well, today I have for you an incredibly powerful coaching tool. It's a real great high mileage question that, if used correctly, can get you out of almost any sticky coaching situation. It truly is one of the most effective ways to empower your clients and help them deepen their self-awareness. So I'm excited to reveal to you that my secret weapon to have in your coaching skills arsenal is the reverse coaching question. So if you're not familiar with them, they are questions that really flip the focus back onto the client and invite them to step into the role of coach or advisor. With this approach, your clients can tap into their own insights, their values, and their own wisdom, making the coaching process so much more engaging, reflective, and empowering for your client. So the basic version of this question is to ask, if you were coaching someone on this topic, what would you tell them to do? You've basically flipped the script, and instead of giving that advice or recommending, your client can use their own inner wisdom to come up with an idea, a goal, or an action step. So today I have for you 5 benefits of using the reverse coaching question effectively, and I'm going to give you some examples. And if you stick around, I will also give you my top 3 favorite reverse coaching questions. So benefit number 1 is to really encourage empathy and perspective shifting. So reverse questions really help your clients look at their situation objectively. For example, if a client is struggling with motivation to exercise, you could simply ask, if a friend told you they were facing this challenge, what advice would you give them? This can really spark their empathy and encourage new perspectives within your client, right? This question is going to help them access their own compassionate and supportive inner voice. Sometimes it's so much easier to tap into this voice when your client feels like they're offering that advice to someone else other than themselves. So it just can be easier with that perspective shift. So benefit number 2 for using the reverse coaching question is that it promotes self-empowerment and confidence. So by inviting your client to act as their own coach, these reverse questions can really promote and help them develop their own self-confidence. For instance, you might ask, what would you recommend to someone else who is going through this? This can really validate your client inner knowledge and remind them that they often know what's right for them and best for them. So this question is going to encourage them to take that ownership of their accountability for their own solutions and their actions. So benefit number 3 is to use the reverse question as a tool to help your client overcome self-doubt and build that self-trust. So as you know, clients can sometimes get stuck in self-doubt or indecision. As humans, we often think that we don't have the answers and that we need to go to an expert to tell us what to do. But by posing that reverse coaching question, such as, what would you suggest if someone else was facing this? You can help your client access the wisdom they may already have, but may be hesitant or resistant to actually trust it based on maybe a past experience. So as your client reflects on how they might guide someone else through this new perspective, they can step back from their own emotional attachment or involvement, and that can create that shift from doubt to clarity. And it can start to help your client develop that trust in themselves that they do know what's best for them. Benefit number 4 is to foster problem solving and self-reflection. So these powerful questions really encourage our clients to think critically and reflect on their own values and beliefs. When a client feels overwhelmed by options and choices and possibilities, you might just ask, if you were advising someone else, which path would you suggest they try first? Or what would you say is the obvious first step? This encourages your client to prioritize and commit to that doable, realistic action step, which makes that problem solving feel more manageable. And my 5th and final benefit is to support values-based decision making. So when we get our clients to consider what they would advise someone else to do, it helps helps them align with their own values and beliefs. A question like, if someone you care about asked you for advice on this, what would you say? And then we could even follow up with reflections that can help our client name and align with their values. Maybe saying something like, I'm hearing that X, Y, or Z might be a strongly held value for you. Does that advice you'd give connect with any of your own values? When we can help our clients connect to their values and name them, it can really be a motivator, which can in turn help them take those more aligned actions. So these are some of the top benefits and reasons for using those reverse coaching questions. Now I'd like to share with you my top favorite 3 reverse coaching questions. So number 1 is, if you were helping a friend in this situation, what advice would you offer them? Number 2, what would you tell someone who asked for guidance on this goal? And number 3 is, if you were on the other side of this, what would you suggest as the first step? So just to recap, the reverse coaching question is your secret weapon when clients ask you questions or are looking to you for advice. So instead of simply answering your clients' questions or telling them what to do, I invite you to try out a reverse coaching question. It's really going to help empower your clients, help them tune into their own wisdom, and they'll be able to see themselves as capable problem solvers. And by doing this, you're also going to help them build their confidence, their self-reliance, and their self-efficacy, right? This belief in themselves that they can do it. So this approach not only enriches the coaching conversation, but also equips your clients with the tools they'll be able to use long after your coaching relationship ends. It's definitely a win-win all around. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used reverse coaching questions, if you have a favorite one, and if you have any questions about this topic. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.